Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are going to report about the instructional supervisory plan. So let me start from here. Now let's start with introduction. Okay, the concept of supervision is based on the fact of improvement of instruction is cooperate project. It's concerned to stimulate, coordinate, guide, and make the teacher self-directive. So supervision can call supervision, which has the mission. Now it is looking forward and large scope for growth of education. Now, um, instructional supervisory plan, it is a professional, continuous, and cooperative process for the improvement of instruction. It is characterized by guidance, assistance, sharing of ideas, facilis- facilitation, or creation to help teachers improve learning situation and quality for learning in the school. Now, it is also give teachers opportunities to collaborative collaborate, set goals, understand and how their student learn and become better teacher through improvement of their role performance. Okay, so now that is the introduction, I mean. So let's go to goals and objectives. Now, in instructional supervisory plan, there's goals and objectives. First, it helps school system provide for professional simulation and curriculum improvement. Next, it serves as guide among instructional leaders in monitoring instruction. Third, it leads the school leaders to focus on key ideas of curriculum development. Next, to improve the quality of teaching through bettering skills for teachers, which in turn enhance student academic achievement. Next, provide direct assistance to teacher as it continuously focuses on improvement of classroom instruction, whereas for formal evaluation periodically measure whether or not the teacher is performing to an acceptable standard of teaching. And the last one, post observation conference. Now, these experiences serve as an opportunity for the teacher to review the details of the lesson with their observer, while also reflecting on their teaching practice. Yes, now those are the goals and objectives. So let's go to the scope and responsibilities. So teachers are expected to review the classroom observation rubric appropriate to their career stage. Yes, okay. So teachers should be observation, classroom observation. So the teacher should be knowledgeable enough, okay, for the classroom observation rubrics that is appropriate for their career stage. Next, understand the observation process. Yes, as we teachers, we need to understand what's the observation process. So yes, we should be knowledgeable enough, okay, of this. Next, prepare for and participate in each step of the observation process, and also we should prepare and provide a lesson plan modifying DLL for the observation. Yes. Now, if every day during in our class, okay, we should provide lesson plan, even if there's no supervisor well supervise us, we should provide lesson plan. So in case of if they there's a supervisor will supervise us, so we are ready to give them okay these requirements. And not also for that, okay, now when we are going to take some classes, we should follow our lesson plan. Yes, so that is the purpose of lesson plan also. So that is the scope and responsibilities. So observers are okay expected to okay if teacher there are some observers are expected to review the observation process and ensure that all steps are correctly followed. Next, review and understand the classroom observation and the different forms to be used at different stage in the observation. Now, observation, okay, we have observation note forms, pre-observation checklist, okay, rating sheet, and enter observer agreement form. Now, these are the things that we can use, okay, to, okay, use when the observers will conduct observation in the classroom. Next, okay, rate the teacher using rating sheet. Identify the teacher's strength and areas for improvement, and then make recommendations for improving performance as guided by COT RPMC rubric. Now, next we have ensure the classroom observation form. Now, like what I've said a while ago, these are the forms. We have observation notes form, pre-observation checklist, rating sheet, and okay, enter observer agreement form. Now they are contains accurate information about the teacher and the class observed, and also the last one, meet with the teacher after observation to discuss the result of the observation. Yes. Now, we teacher, we already know that after the observer will observe us, they talk to us about the observation. Okay, so now let's go to supervisory methods and strategies. Now, supervision of instruction must be built on the observer's thorough understanding and in-depth knowledge of instructional theory, not on checklist of what should be in a lesson. So yes, this is the first one. The next is gathering data. Yes, they are going to gather some data. So next, three main source of information help identify teachers' competency on the four criteria cited early. They includes observation, interviews, and documents. Yes. Now, these three, okay, are kauban na dyan na siya, observation, interview, and documents. So, next we have, okay, now observations. Now, a walk through conducted on the list a weekly basis lasting only 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, when they are going to conduct observation, okay, it conducted on a list of a weekly basis lasting only 1 to 2 minutes. Now they are going to provide a quickly look at teacher performance and classroom instructional factors. Now the letter B, informal observation. Now the informal observation, this includes an announced visit lasting more than 10 minutes. Yes. Now, we also really know this. The supervisor will conduct observation. Okay. And we are not, we don't have idea if they are going to conduct on that day. So that is called informal observation. So next, teachers' behaviors or classroom factors may be observed to okay, document consistent trends or patterns of behavior. And the last one of informal observation can be followed by a writer summary of conference with the teacher. And the third one, we have formal observation. So this includes an unannounced visit lasting an agreed upon amount of time. Yes, this is formal. Now, it's also an announced visit. So, kita teacher, so ato yung buhaton atong best, not only to di lang kay magpakitang gilas, kundi kay para po sa atong students. So, we should do okay our job okay well every day. So that even there's okay visiting, there's observation, so that will be easy for us. Okay, di ta magkara-kara, di ta magkulba-kulba. Okay, next, administrator records what was said by the teacher and the student. Yes, so that is the observation. Okay. Now, interview, helpful source of obtaining information. Yes. Okay. Next, can include discussion with students to verify perceptions. And the last one, parents may request a conference to discuss their perceptions. So there are three kinds of interview. So these are the list. So let's go here. Now, documents. Okay, documents can be helpful in identifying trends or behavior. Okay, include writing parents and student letters or complaints. Okay, complaints forms. Those are the documents, yes. So, third, individual pieces of students' work, folder, portfolio, assessment, which contain a number of samples of students' work, also provide helpful information of their achievements. And the last one, should include both formative. Okay, formative, it means ongoing assessment measure. And the summative, measures culminating assessment, including homework, practice exercises completed in class, examination, and student report. Now, those are documents that we can see in the school, and we have that document in our classroom too. So next will be the teacher conferencing. So it will be report it will be for Mom Bianca. Ikaw naman.
Guided or directive in nature. Its type of conference is planned by supervising administrator to achieve a different goal. A collaborative conference is effective when a teacher is able to identify problems areas, suggest alternative, develop a plan, and is ready and willing to grow professionally needing little support. B, guided conference is effective for teachers who have difficulty identifying problem areas and alternatives to current practices and need to support carry out the action plan. C, directed conference is effective for teachers who cannot identify problem areas, require a great deal of support, are unwilling to unable to change. Letter C, planning the conference. In preparation for the conference, administrator will need to review the data and identify the strengths and areas of concern. The administrator should select only one or two behavioral changes and professional growth activity or activities that will have the greatest effect on the learning for the largest number of students. During the conference, the teacher or administrator should cite purpose, strengths, and area of concern with reference to supporting data, a follow-up plan with desired specific outcome, activities, and summary of decisions should be developed. The evaluation conference should be held at the close of the evaluation period or at the end of the year. The purpose of the conference is to communicate the teacher's rating based upon performance criteria adopted by district and should include any recommendations for exemplary performance. Letter D, memorandum and letters or reprimand. In education, a memorandum is often defined as any written material given to a teacher regarding his or her performance or conduct. There are a wide variety of administrative correspondence, the quality as a memoranda. These include observation checklist, letters regarding an observation or conference, and letters summarizing a conference. Evaluation criteria and rubrics. Beginning in the 1970s and continuing through the 1980s, teacher testing initiatives sweep virtually all the 50 states. The test mandated by the different states for entry into the teacher education programs. Except from such programs, initial teacher certification, regular or permanent certification, or occasionally even for continuation of tenured teachers generally comprise little more than multiple choice questions testing basic literacy and numeracy. Professional knowledge and sometimes subject matter knowledge. For teachers already in the classroom, Low inference observation checklists are sometimes used as well. The 1990s are messy, fundamentally new forms of teachers' tests, implemented for new purposes and reflecting new views of the teaching profession and of teaching and learning processes. After summarizing criticisms of objective teacher tests now in wide use, this chapter contrasts the bureaucratic and professional models of teaching and describes how professional designations might differ from the teacher test in use today. It then takes up the question of the knowledge base of teaching. What are these new forms of teacher assessment? Instructional assessment. Educational systems of today are shifting away from the more traditional teaching learning processes. Jacobs claimed that 21st century teaching practices should come hand in hand with updating teachers' assessment strategies. In an earlier paper by Price on using classroom assessment to promote 21st century learning in emerging market countries, 6 assessment strategies were recommended to be used as a part of 21st century learning. These are rubrics, performance-based assessment, portfolios, student self-assessment, peer assessment, student response system. Their ability for analysis, synthesis, and application of their learnings to solve current problems, collaborate, and communicate effectively and persuasively. He outlined in his paper and indicators of quality in a system of next generation's assessment. This includes assessment of higher order thinking skills, higher fidelity assessments of critical abilities, standards that are internationally benchmarked, items that are instructional sensitive and educationally valuable, and last, assessments that are valid, reliable, and fair.
Professional development. So, professional development, supervisors usually wear two or three other hats, but their specific responsibilities tend to include some or all of the following arranged in order of scope or reach. First, mentoring or providing for mentoring of beginning staff to facilitate a supportive induction into the profession. Second, bringing individual staff up to minimum standards of effective performance, quality assurance. Third, improving individual staff competencies, no matter how professional they are deemed to be. Fourth, working with groups of teachers in a collaborative effort to improve students' learning performance. Fifth, working with groups of teachers to adapt the local curriculum to the needs and abilities of diverse groups of students while bringing in line with state, national, and international standards. Sixth, relating teachers' efforts to improve their teaching to the larger goals of school-wide improvement, the quest for quality learning for all children. So feedback and support. Classroom observation and feedback have long been part of educational supervision. Classroom observation has been a tool of choice in both supervision and evaluation of teachers' performance and a focal point for providing feedback for instructional improvement. Observation instruments may be quantitative and qualitative in nature, designed to meet specific needs or enhanced through technology. Historically, feedback has tended to be directed with a control and compliance orientation. Collaborative supervisor behaviors provide some opportunity for reflection. So non-directive supervisor behaviors provide more opportunity for reflection. Classroom observation, feedback, reflection play a key role in teachers' experiences of evaluation. Classroom observation serves two primary purposes. A summative function assess quality of teaching for retention and promotion decisions, and a formative function is aimed at highlighting the developmental needs of teachers to improve their overall quality. Collaboration and communication. So supervisor relations suggested that the exchange between supervisor and the teacher must be trusting, open, and flexible to allow both to speak for their own sense of integrity, and that a human relations supervisor should adopt shared decision-making practices to facilitate teacher satisfaction. So monitoring and follow-up. Supervisors, supervisory relations suggested that the exchange between supervisor and the teacher must be trusting, open, and flexible to allow to speak from their own to facilitate teacher satisfaction. So here is the example of timeline and milestone. Next,
So this is the resources and support. So what is LAG? A school-based professional instructional dialogue, a forum for team learnings among teachers, an alternative means to cascade a model of teachers training, a school-based problem-solving process, a school-based in-service training or INSET. Composition of LAGs. Small schools, all teachers in the K stage. Big schools, all teachers in a particular grade level. Multi-grade schools, all teachers. 2 to 15 members per LAC groupings. How often? So weekly, bi-weekly, and 2 to 4 hours. Instructional materials. So this is instructional material, the books. Learning environment. So learning environment, creative and effective learning environment. Teacher development. Training strategies or training design for improved teaching process. The assessment, Pell area, and other classroom-based assessment protocols. Instructions. There are 6 instructions: emergent literacy skills, numeracy skills, differentiated instructions, beginning reading skills, multimedia assisted instruction, developmentally appropriate practices. Evaluations and reflections. One of the most important aspects of instructional leadership is to provide the necessary climate to promote ongoing instructional improvement. To accomplish this, the instructional supervisor must be able to plan and deliver effective staff development programs. The instructional supervisor must be able to plan and deliver effective staff development programs. The leadership needs to ensure that staff development efforts have the appropriate financial resources, adequate time set aside to plan, conduct, and implement the programs, and time for staff to practice new skills. Furthermore, teachers need the verbal support and physical attendance at session by the supervisors to verify their commitment. Teachers should be involved in the identification of their own staff development needs, and they must be involved in the planning and the delivery of staff development activities to gain the greatest acceptance. A well-planned and administered staff development program may be one of the most critical factors in the improvement of instruction and subsequently in increases in the learning. So the conclusion, the supervision of instruction is by design a developmental process with the main purpose of improving the instructional program. Generally, the teaching only when this process is carefully planned and executed can success be assured. The supervisory function is utilized as a continuous process rather than one. The response only to personnel problems. Administrative with supervisory responsibility have the opportunity to have tremendous influence on the school program and help ensure the benefits of a strong program of instruction for children.
So that's all of our report, everyone. Now, thank you for listening and watching our video presentation. Now, God bless and yes, thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Have a nice day.